And now, put your hands together for our next panel, hosted by Nina Hill. And our panelists are Digna, Deleon Morris, Dominique Rodgers, Eric Schmidt, Stanley Smith, Calvin Wright, Ty Cook, Mahmood Nasser, and Monzerat Varger.
What is up, NFL? Guys, I'm so excited about this panel. I couldn't be happier to be up here with these legends. I did the math on how much this group collectively did in 2025. This group up here did $170 million in production last year. And the reason why I love this topic is because every single one of these people up here is successful. They absolutely kill it. They're recruiting every single day. They're leading from the front every single day. They're all selling. They're just leading by example. So I'm super pumped to hear from them. Digna, let's start with you. Introduce yourself, how long you've been with the company, and your best personal production month, as well as team.
Thank you, everyone. Nina, thank you. And thank you, everyone. I'm so honored to be on this group because it's by the grace of God. Digna Deleon Morris. My time in the company is going to be 4 years in a few months. My best month was 88,000, and my biggest agency was 2 million a month. I think that was the question.
That's amazing. Digna, you and I were just talking backstage, and you said something to me. You said, Nina, I feel like I haven't even worked up to my full potential yet, which is absolutely insane because we all know how hard you work and how fast you guys are growing. You guys are building the biggest Spanish team in the entire company.
Let's go!
But Digna, obviously your team, you guys are killing it. A lot of money is coming in. I know money is not what drives you at this point in the business. What keeps you going?
So I'm going to tell you, money definitely is not going to slow me down. I didn't come here for money. See, for some of us in this room, this is not an opportunity. This is a second chance. And when you get a second chance, you run with that. Because behind me, there's so many people that need this opportunity, guys. Let me tell you something. There's a lot of young people here, and I'm going to tell you right now, I love you all. You're so amazing, and I get so fired up because I'm a mom of 4 kids. So I think about my kids, and my son is here. He just got licensed, so I'm fired up for him. But the reason why I'm so fired up is because there's 348 million people in America, guys. 348, and only 1 million have an insurance license. And you want to know something? 60% of the people are check to check in this country. And there's so much to be done in this opportunity, in this company. We cannot slow down. You want to know why? Because I got a lot of single mom in my team that they still don't know if this is going to work. Because some of you here came on your last dime, and you don't know if this is going to be the opportunity for you. And I'm here to tell you that I'm a testimony of that. Because there was time when I didn't know if this was going to work for me and my family. This tested everything, including my faith. And then I had to pray and give it to God and go to work. So I'm just going to tell you, go to work like it's your first day, because you haven't seen anything from Digna yet. We're just getting started because there's too many of us. There's too many people struggling, guys. I have Johnny in my team who had 3 jobs 3 months ago, and he's making $30K a month. Are you kidding me? I'm going to sit down? I have Javier, who was working construction, didn't speak English, and now make $100,000 a month. You think I'm going to slow down? I have Elizabeth. Elizabeth, guys, was a single mom. The statistics said she's going to be another one working 3 jobs, and her daughter's going to be raised by herself. That's not the case. She is a Hall of Fame producer. So if you're part of a team and you want to win, you need to stand up for yourself this weekend and go to work like never before, because this is just the beginning.
Digna, I love you. One more thing. What's your goal for 2026?
So it's going to be 150 million. Luis Cabrera, I love you. for your goal.
Dom?
Yes. I'm nervous.
Dom, you're someone that has been here since day one. You're someone that's inspired me, that I've looked up to since I've started on both personal production and the team building side. And you've seen it all in this business, the good, the bad, the ugly. How did you keep going when you were at the lowest point of your life in this business?
You know what, Nina? Thank you for your words. This business, well, and let me take a step back. Your life has already set you up for this business. I think back to being a kid and having this resilience just to get over stuff. All right, I remember I asked my mom when I was 11, because the person she was with, they split up. And I was like, damn, my dad is like, he's leaving. She goes, oh no, that's not your dad. And I go, huh? What you mean? That's not my dad. No, that's your little sister's dad. Okay, who's my dad? I don't know. I said, okay, I'm 11, right? You ask again when you're 13. I don't know. You start to just go, you know what? I'm not gonna ask. I'm just gonna be the man I wish I would have met. And then I think I'm 19, I just got a scholarship to the University of Miami, and I get diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. And I go through 6 months of chemotherapy, and with God's grace, I've been 21 years cancer-free. And that wasn't the lowest part of my life. The lowest part of my life, I was 22, 23, I was at NC State, able body, able to go get it, and I was put on the bench. That was the hardest part of my life. You're like, cancer wasn't? Like, nah, dude, I knew God had me. I knew that. I don't know, I just knew it was like, we're gonna be all right. But to be an able body, not being able to do the thing you love, talk about a low. So you talk about business. When I got into business, there's been many times where I was put on the bench, couldn't play, couldn't do this, couldn't do that, but I knew that this is where I was supposed to be. I knew everything that I went through, there was no reason why I would quit. Like, there's no reason why this or that would stop me. There's some things over my last 15 years, you'd be like, damn, you did that with that, or lack of that, or you did that with that. Yeah. What was the other option? Quit? I got a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old. We can't do that. That's why I still work.
Wow.
Oh, sorry.
Dom, goal for 2026. That was amazing.
I'm gonna sell 800 grand this year. That's what I'm gonna do.
Go.
Yeah.
Amazing. Thank you. Eric, I know that you said that you were going to sell 801 next year, right?
800001.
I love it. What are your tips? First off, introduce yourself, how long you've been with the company, and best personal and team month.
So Eric Schmidt from Connecticut, been with the company, this company since 2018. Yep.
Amazing.
And my best year was 603,000, and last year was our best team year, just under 17 million.
Whoa, let's go. You've been here for a very long time. What are your tips for new agents looking to have longevity in this business? And how do you not become a one-hit wonder? Because you've seen people come in, have a big month, have a big year, and then fall out of the business.
Yeah, and I've done it too. I've been Hall of Fame one year, not Hall of Fame the next year, Hall of Fame the next year. So I think family, my 17-year-old daughter Grace is here with me today. She's excited about getting her license next year. So I think family and them knowing what your goals are, you know, what your non-negotiables are. The team that was up here earlier, we're talking about, you know, it's 8 to 5, lunch, dinner break, and then your night shift. So I think if the people that you love and are part of your life understand that, then it's going to make things easier. If you just bury yourself in a basement or go into a closet and start dialing, they're like, you know, where's this person or that person, they're going to start getting pissed. And if your friends don't know what you're doing, they're going to be like, well, how come he's not doing this or doing fantasy football, all these other things that people do. So I think making sure that your friends and your family are bought in on your vision. And if they're not bought in, then they're not your friends or they're not real loving family, and you boot them, you know. So I think that's important. And as far as consistency and not being a one-hit wonder is, like financially in 2013, I went through some really, really difficult, things in my life. And I always tell myself I'm never going back to that spot. So if it ever gets tough, you have a bad day, a bad week, a bad month, get chargebacks or, agents roll. It's just, I'm not going back to that spot. So find that spot in your life, whatever it is, if it was personal or professional, and for me at least, and I'm just not going back to that spot. So I can always push forward from now. I'm not going back. It's, someone said, one more call. I think Dave was saying that the other day. And it's always like, one more call. And I'm in the East Coast, so why don't I go Central, Mountain, Pacific, Hawaiian. I used to work Hawaii leads all the time. So there's always another opportunity. So keep digging, stay consistent, and make sure that everyone in your family knows what your goals and visions are.
No plan B?
Zero plan B. I'm never going back.
I love that. Thank you, Eric. Stan Smith.
How are you?
Congratulations on MVP.
Thank you.
Stan, you're 23 years old. You've had an insane run this last year. What did you guys do last year in volume?
We finished at 44 million.
44 million. And I know you have some huge goals for this year, but being 23 years old, obviously there's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of things that could take you away and pull you away from the business. What keeps you focused? And also, you're hiring a ton of young people. How do you get them on the right track and focus as well?
For me, staying focused was easy because in the beginning of the business, my first 3 months, I wasn't. And I remember I look back at basketball, I look back at school. I was really smart but didn't get good grades, was always in trouble. I look back at all the sports I played, and I just thought to myself, it's like the amount of opportunity I had. And because I was always good, I let my ego get in the way and kept me from being great. And it's like I would never try my hardest because if I lost, I hate losing. If I lost, I could say, I wasn't trying. And then I remember I called Rob shedding a tear one day because I was just beat up, just got off the phone with my mom, had a rough conversation with her. She was telling me this insurance stuff wasn't going to work out, asking me when I was coming back home because I moved to Dallas. And I called Rob and I was like, man, I just have this fear of being successful and I got to figure out how to get over it. And we had a long conversation and it came to the conclusion that this was going to be the one opportunity, if any opportunity in my life, that I gave it everything I had. And if I failed, I just had to be okay with it. So it made me go really, really hard. And then as far as like getting the young people rolling and everything like that, I like working with the younger people because those younger people are what it's going to build the future. I see now more than ever just people with no drive, no goals, just the fire just burning out of people as time goes on. So it's like if I can work with those guys and empower them to empower others and just continue to get them to help light the flame in other people and give them hope. Because it's like so many of you guys all of you guys are just capable of so much, but there's just something internally that's just holding us back. I'm still being held back by myself. It's like I had the biggest year ever last year, and I probably made more mistakes than ever. I just couldn't stay out of my own way, So figuring out ways to just work with people, I don't want to help them fix their problems. I want to help them find the power within themselves to fix their problems. And that's why it's so important with the young people, is because if we can get to them early, they're going to become so strong that they can help the people that aren't strong enough to help themselves. So
amazing. Stan, goal for 2026.
What'd you say? My bad.
Goal for 2026.
Oh, we're going to go out there and do 250 million.
250. I love that. Calvin, you're someone that when you came on board, you hit the ground running. Like you were grinding in the field too. Now you have a huge business. You guys recently got to $1 million a month, which is amazing. First off, introduce yourself, how long you've been with the company, and best personal and team month.
Awesome. Well, I've been with the company going on 5 years next month. My best personal month is 80,000 as a personal producer, and our best team month is 1.4 mil.
Huge. Calvin, you're working harder now than you did when you first started. Tell us why.
Yeah, so I was thinking about this when we were talking backstage about the question. I was like, that's a pretty interesting question. And to me, it hit a little bit different. It was like, what started working hard and why do you do it? And I looked around the room, I look at all these people here that are so hungry, and I'm like, well, that's why we do this. It's not for us, it's for them. And my first event in Miami, I was thinking about it, I was like, I see all these great people up here, and I'm like, why am I different, or what can I do to be like them? And I realized that nobody's that special. They just work harder and have more leads, and they have a disciplined schedule. So how can I take the things that I learned in the military and reapply that into this business, which really wasn't that deep? Raise your hand or stand up real quick if you're in the military or served or a veteran or something like that. Give them a round of applause. That's awesome. Appreciate all you guys. So in the military, one of the first things that they teach you is discipline. And that is showing up on time in the right place, in the right uniform, is 50% of the work. It's 50% of the battles is showing up. And in this business, all you have to do is show up to your office, get on Zoom. That's like literally 50, that's just half. That's all you got to do. And the other half is just being around the right people, getting the right room, buying leads, calling leads, having the right schedule. And I think that why people should work so hard is because it's not that deep and it's a really simple business. All you have to do is apply yourself, and we're like a multi-tool. There's a million different lead types. There's a million different phone scripts. There's a bunch of different Zoom rooms, but as long as you just stick to one thing and you don't quit and you just ride it out, it's a marathon, not a sprint at the end of the day. And that's why I think that this business is so great, is because anybody can come off the street and just get in here and plug into the system, and doesn't matter what team you're on, and you're gonna figure it out as long as you just don't quit. And that's what why I work so hard, is because I just don't quit. I'm just gonna be around forever. And that was my ultimate goal, is like, how long, what do I need to do? What do I gotta do to just be here forever? And it was just showing up on time, being in the right place, right uniform, and having the right leads.
So good. Calvin, goal for 2026.
Well, Ty and I were talking backstage. We've been going hand in hand for the last 2 years on who's gonna beat who. And I barely scraped away this year. And so whatever Ty says, which I know he says 50 million, I'm gonna do 50 million in one, just so that we can keep the tradition going.
I love that. Thank you.
I changed my goal.
100?
No, 52.
Awesome. Ty, introduce yourself, how long you've been with the company, best personal production and team.
Okay, so yeah, Ty Cook from Denver, Colorado. Been here 4 years. Best personal month was 139 grand. Best team month was 1.2.
Huge. You're bringing in a lot of people right now, and how do you keep them working and not getting complacent when they see a little bit of success? One thing Andrew Taylor told me early on when I first started was the Disneyland effect, where agents would come in and write a bunch of business and then take off to Disneyland for like 2 weeks and come back broke with chargebacks. So how do you keep your agents from doing that?
Number one, just don't go to Disneyland. That's number one. Disney World, maybe, I don't know. So no, it just culture, right? So my direct upline is Easton Patton. When I came into the business, he just came off of his $940,000 a year personally. So he always worked. And then his direct mentor is Zach, right? So Zach Twardowski, I don't know if anybody's heard of him, but he's really good too, and he still works, right? So the answer is culture. It's just what we do. And so for me and then my team, you know, we see some success. It's really motivating to come to these events and see, you know, a guy like Stan, who's barely 23, 44 million is crazy. I only did 10. You know, my team only did 10 million. So to see guys like Stan, and then Mahmood, you did a lot, 63. So crazy numbers, right? It motivates you. So yeah, you can clap for that. That's pretty good. So the answer is like why we all work. It's other people, and there's three things that kind of have helped me. So, you know, Calvin talked about it. You need someone to compete against or run with. So all year, me and Calvin back and forth sending memes to each other like, hey, I beat you this month. Next month, he beats me. He beat me this year, so I got to compete. Next person, I need someone to chase, right? So Mahmood, 63, Stan, 44. Like, I'm chasing those guys. And then most importantly is your team. So Sure, I've made a couple $1 million last year, but my team hasn't. And so they're next up. I got to keep showing up for them because I want all of them to win. Chris, I don't want to miss anybody. Chris, Nick, Johnny, Jesse, Wesley, Eddie, Trent, like they're all working to get there. So that's why we all still work is for other people.
Amazing. 52 million?
52, as long as Calvin doesn't change his, 52 will sit at that.
Amazing. Mahmood, how long have you been with FFL?
A little over 4 years now.
You have some fans.
Let's go. We wouldn't be up here without them.
I love it. Best personal production month, team, and how long you've been here.
Best personal production, I was actually in a competition with Calvin, and it was $80,000 as well. And then best team was right at $12 million a month in issue paid.
12 million in a year?
In a month.
In a month. Whoa. How do you stay consistent even when you don't feel like showing up or when you're going through a tough time in this business? Because we all know this isn't always up, right? We go through some tough times too. So how do you do that?
Honestly, realizing it wasn't about me. Like, I want everyone, look to your left, look to your right. Every single person here has a story, right? And that person needs our help. And as the leader that brought them into the business, they don't trust anyone more than their leader, who's gonna teach them how to get paid, how to write apps effectively. And like Stan Smith said, it's the younger generation that's gonna do the future. So we have a lot of young guys, like 18, 19-year-olds, that are literally boys. Like, they don't have business acumen just yet, but we're able to develop them, and like going from boys to men, like high schoolers to professional 6-7 figure earners. And that's because of this business. It's because of what it all started with Shaw and Mike. And every single individual in this room, you just have to take that one chance on yourself. Like Wiley Hawkins, he took that one chance on himself and myself. That one chance changed my life, my family's life, my agency's life forever. And it all was because of that one chance. And if you don't take that chance, you'll never grow, you'll be stuck where you're at. So you're either all in or you're not in.
All in or not in. You told me your goal backstage, and I love massive goals. Tell them what it is.
It was 250 mil right there with Stan, $500 million combined. I think we can honestly do 300, both of us, bro. The way we're
I
going,
think so too. Monzerat?
Yes.
Best personal production, team, and how long you've been with the company?
Best personal for team?
Both.
Or both. So my best personal is 95 grand, and then
95.
95
In a month.
In a month. And then for team, it's over 500K so far.
You're someone that I see every single day, leading from the front, leading by example. I see your Instagram stories first thing in the morning. You're at 4:30 in the morning at the gym, like
Let's go.
consistent as ever. Why is it, one, important to do that in your personal life, but two, why is selling while building your agency important?
So you have to be able to lead yourself in order to lead other people. In the business, like the biggest thing that I can take away is not the amount of money that me or my brother or other individuals made, it's just the person that they developed into becoming. Yesterday, I had a dinner with my leaders that came out here with me, and one of them stopped at the end of dinner and they were just talking about how grateful they are for becoming the person. And his name's Leonardo, so shout out to you. But he preached about, he became a different individual coming into this industry, which is what helped them actually develop to becoming a top producer. And he just said he's super grateful to be around the environment. So I just know leading myself from the front trickles down onto everybody else. And it's not about managing them, it's about inspiring them to do better for themselves.
I love that. Monzerat, you have massive goals for 26.
Oh yeah, I do.
What are those goals?
Hell yeah. I mean, I took another chance on myself in this business last year. I went through a shit ton of adversity trying to build. And so I took another risk and I moved straight down to AZ with my mentor Jay to work directly with him again in the business because we're going to grow this shit. And so my goal for this year, and I'm telling you, goal is 24 million for the year, but non-negotiable is 12 million. So I know we're gonna hit that, for sure.
Let's go. Thank you, guys.